It's April Fool's Day, and Instacart is actually getting in on this celebration. Not only did they make this really funny tweet,
no April Fool's Day hijinks from us. Life is hard enough, there is still people out there pretending zucchini tastes like noodles. Add carbs to cart.
but they also introduced this brand new logo. But I'm here to tell you, the shoppers on Twitter were not about it. So I want to read you a couple of these tweets real quick because these shoppers had Instacart fighting for their life. And this is what got people fired up. Clearly, you don't know how hard life is if you're still sending out batches that look like this. There's no way you know. But here's what Twitter had to say. I mean, you're the ones making it hard on us. We're the joke. There's some truth to that. If Instacart was to raise that base pay and make these batches justifiable to shop, life would be a lot easier, especially for the people who always say trying to make Instacart work full-time and only doing one app. Things would be a lot easier for them for sure. The April Fool's Day joke is on us with this gas assistance. After a full week of deliveries and driving over 350 miles, I got $4 in fuel assistance. Just did a 98 item order and the batch pay was, you guessed it, $7. Bad times. And then Stonky Mike tweeted, joke's on us. Go from making 1,500 app pay / cash tips a week for a year, 10 to 5 to $90 a week. Instacart tanked by $24 billion in less than 90 days. They spin it into looking like a revolution. They completely tank, like it's a barren wasteland in some areas. LOL. And this is true too. You used to be able to make so much more money in a shorter period of time. Some people were out there for just a few hours and could make $200 and call it a day. And a lot of people nowadays are out there for a full day, and some of them are not even reaching 120. So something's got to give. And then we have a customer, maybe a troll that's under here, who is giving some insight as well as this too, which I do agree. People aren't scared to shop for themselves. Joke's on you for not realizing that. Now, that is a hard pill to swallow, but there is a level of truth to that. Back when this pandemic started, people were paying astronomical amounts of money for us shoppers to go in and do that kind of work for them. And many of us can agree, if we went back and looked at some of those orders that we were doing, it was always the tips that were floating those orders. It was never Instacart's base pay. But as this tweet said, most people now are brave enough to go in there and do it themselves, so they don't see the value in human life, I guess, in paying the shoppers as much as they did before to go in and run these orders, which rolls back on Instacart's situation. Why aren't these batches base pay higher than they are? It shouldn't all be about the customer's tip because some of these batches are outrageous. Let's keep going. How about you add more batches? Why did y'all deactivate my account? Oh, wow. More retailers, less batches available to shoppers. Makes sense. Here's another tweet that comes from the frustration of what I call the white screen of death. No batches again today. We need to find a real job that gives us work because this is getting ridiculous. Again, for those of you who are still trying to do only Instacart full time and signing in and only seeing that white screen with no batches, I can completely understand how frustrating that can be. It is pretty sad. Just no support or incentive for your shoppers. So you got time to make logos, you got time to make jokes, but no incentive, no support for your shoppers. It's not really a laughing matter. I'm always interested to see what Instacart responses are to those deactivation messages. So when that person wrote, why did y'all deactivate my account? Instacart wrote him back this. Hi there, we'd be happy to look into this for you. Please send us a DM with your name and email address associated with your account. Veronica. I just did automated response. So clearly not much more is happening on the Twitter's response than what we get when we call in or even try to email them. It's all a formality. What about more pay per batch? Add that. Where are the batches? Stop focusing on logos and show us the batches. Twitter is ruthless. Twitter comes for the throat. They step on the necks. And then we get this response. We hear you and we value your feedback. Please know shoppers now only see batches that are close to their location. When there's a new batch nearby, you'll get a notification in the app it's available until a shopper accepts it. If you have any questions, please send us a DM. Ariel. And we know that DM is only going to lead to what, boys and girls? Exactly. Another automated response. Moving on. You need to do a quick testimonial of customers. I love y'all. Let's see the relationship between the shoppers and the clients. I don't think you want to see that. Then we have Osama bin Putin. And he tweeted, new logo, same old exploitation. He put up 2 batches, I guess he saw in his region. It's, let's say 2 miles, $8, 55 items, 66 units. Criminal. Next one here, 9 miles, $7. No tip. 1 item, 4 units. And this looks like alcohol. No, ma'am, sir. And looks like Morris here is calling them out on the insulated bags. If you are a shopper, do not order the insulated bags. They will lie and say they were delivered and not actually send them. Then when you ask for a refund, they will lie again and say they were delivered and just steal your $30. You guys had any negative experience with the Instacart delivery bags? I actually purchased my own bag, so I'm not really sure how that is, but I'd be interested to hear you guys' comments below. Giving 40 cents for gas is literally like an insult. Honestly, company needs to be looked into. In your market and in your area, how do you guys feel about this 40 cents fuel increase? Do you think it's helping? Do you think it was just a ridiculous ploy? Now, I've heard some people say like they didn't have to give us anything, which, you know, I actually agree. They didn't have to do anything. They could have just kept it business as usual. But I think if you're going to do something, at least be more respectful and mindful of the entire situation. Now, this is a very interesting one, and I have no idea how to answer this one. This is coming from a customer. Hey, Instacart, I'm an alcoholic in recovery. How do I prevent seeing that stuff when I'm ordering? I have no idea how to answer that one. And that also could be a serious problem for someone with a relapse. $7.40 for a batch is not enough. Completely agree. 9 likes, 1 retweet. And that's something I would actually want to know from you guys. We always say $7 batch pay is not enough. What is a good batch pay? Should they have a baseline of what the batch pay should be? Or should they do $1 per item when it comes to the batch setup? I'd be interested to know what that looked like, because if we say $1 per item, and the customer only orders one thing, that means the batch pay is only gonna be $1. So, what do we want? Now, this is the one I wanted to touch on the most because this was coming from an actual customer. I tip big, especially because I know they're driving using gas. Where's the incentive from their employer? Kind of like I'm saying, let's put all that logo money into some promos and maybe some incentives. Now, I can't really tell if this one's from a customer or from a shopper. Please start compensating your shoppers appropriately and require a 10% gratuity. They went on to share this batch right here. Wow, 4 miles, $10, no tip, and we're going to be shopping for 58 items and 70 units. No, ma'am, sir. No, ma'am, sir. And just like Savannah said, she tweeted, yeah, that's what the shoppers want, a new logo. And some very nice emojis down here. But again, this thread isn't all bad. The logo is beautiful. Some people really think that the new design is nice. And what do you guys think about it? The new little carrot where it's sticking out the ground, kind of like the Looney Tunes thing? I don't think there was anything wrong with the old one. The logo was the last thing I felt that needed to be fixed. The system and the batch pay. That was the most important thing. Because Miss Bailey, that I've seen on here once or twice, because what she had to say about it was, she tweeted, the logo is a symbol of an exploitative, parasitic business that treat the people who make their business possible like shit. 5 likes. Salazar tweeted, new logo, then what? I used to make $800 to $1,000 per week. Instacart is making fun of us, and you can see it. That's pretty sad to hear from a person who sounds like they were a very dedicated, loyal shopper to the Instacart brand. I don't see why Instacart don't take more tweets like this to heart, because a lot of people are hurt and burned that it just seems like they just don't care. Too bad you guys can't figure out how to treat your shoppers well. You should probably just take your insulting 40 cents back. So yeah, this is Instacart's official Twitter thread. Even in their face, as shoppers and customers alike are expressing the need for some kind of change and for Instacart to do better. By both parties, they tend to put their attention elsewhere in making jokes and new Easter logos. I just want to say this for the record. I am very appreciative of all these apps who have given me, and I'm sure many of you, the opportunity to make money in our own time and be our own boss. It's just really sad to see how much all this have changed with this really within just the last year of how these apps have started to work and operate. And it doesn't look like most of them are trying to really work for us or with us. It looks like a lot of them are working against us. So with that said, when and if your market can support it, do be selective of what orders you take. Try to keep your miles down low, even with this fuel assistance. It doesn't really seem like it's helping many people, although the gesture is a nice one. And aside from these apps, if you aren't willing to go back to a traditional 9-to-5, please do what you can to try to look into other things to diversify your income, because before you know it, guys, summer will be here, and we all know what the summer slowdown did last year. We can only imagine what it's going to look like this year with the gas prices already being so high. I have heard some of you say that the gas prices have gone down, and hopefully by the summer, it has leveled off and somewhat back to normal. But anyway, just want to share this video with you guys, something different. I just found it very interesting how Instacart, on their own official thread, completely ignore some of the shoppers and customers' direct tweets to them about things they want changed. It's pretty crazy. So until the next video like this and my next ride along, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. So I've been off this entire week. Guys, have to forgive me if I'm coming off a little gross in this video. I actually have an eye ulcer and I didn't want to be out shopping and around other people and touching customers' groceries until this thing actually heals up, because it's a lot like pink eye and it's very contagious, they say.
And just a heads up, if you're looking for more gig life related content, don't forget to check us out on TikTok and YouTube stories. Also, be sure to check out our merchandise in our Amazon store. Links for everything can be found in the description box below. We thank you in advance for your support.